The BrewTroller user interface is comprised of a 20-character by 4-row LCD and an encoder or control knob. Turning the encoder clockwise scrolls down, right, or increases selected values. Conversely, turning the encoder counterclockwise scrolls up, left, or decreases values. Clicking down on the encoder acts as an enter button. Holding a click for more than 1 second acts as a cancel button. When you power on the BrewTroller, the home screen is displayed. The BrewTroller user interface consists of 7 screens which can be selected by rotating the encoder when the screen is unlocked, as indicated by the padlock icon in the upper right corner of the screen. To provide input to a specific screen, you lock it by clicking Enter. You can unlock the screen with a cancel click. The home screen provides general information including the version and build number of the BrewTroller firmware. The home screen also provides access to the BrewTroller main menu. The main menu is activated by an enter click when the screen is locked on the home screen. The main menu allows you to edit and start programs, enable or disable the drain valve profile, perform a global reset, which clears all timers, set points, outputs, and running programs, and access System Setup. System Setup is used to configure BrewTroller for your system. For more information about System Setup, please refer to the BrewTroller 2.0 user manual. The fill screen shows the current, actual, and target volumes for the hot liquor tank and mash tun, and the current state of the fill HLT and fill mash valve profiles. Direct access to these profiles is provided using the encoder. The menu allows you to set target volumes and enable autofill to allow BrewTroller to control these valve profiles automatically. The HLT target screen shows a typical data entry screen in BrewTroller. When the cursor is unlocked, the encoder allows you to select a digit or the OK button. When you lock on a digit, the encoder increases or decreases the digit value. Clicking Enter again unlocks the cursor, and clicking Enter on the OK button exits the screen. The menu also allows you to continue, which will take you to the mash screen, and abort, which zeroes out target values and disables the fill valve profiles. The mash screen shows the actual and target temperatures for the hot liquor tank and mash tun. It also indicates the current heat status output for each vessel as on or off. If PID is enabled for a heat output, a percentage is displayed if the current output power is greater than 0 and less than 100%. An enter click opens the mash menu, where you can adjust set points, set and control the timer, continue to the sparge screen, or abort the mash operation. The sparge screen shows current actual temperature and volume for the hot liquor tank, mash tun, and boil kettle. It also provides direct access to the sparge in, sparge out, mash heat, and mash idle valve profiles. The sparge menu allows you to auto sparge in, enabling the sparge in valve profile until the hot liquor tank volume decreases to a specified value. Auto sparge out, enabling the sparge out valve profile until the kettle volume increases to a specified value. Auto fly sparge, which acts similarly to auto sparge out but enables both profiles until the specified kettle volume is reached. You can also set the HLT and kettle volume targets, continue to the boil screen, or abort the sparge operation. The boil screen shows actual temperature and volume of the boil kettle as well as its heat output status. If PID is enabled on the kettle output, an auto boil feature is available which will reduce the output power to a specified level once the boil temperature has been reached. Turning the encoder provides manual control of the boil power. The boil menu allows you to set and control the timer, adjust auto boil settings, continue to the chill screen, or abort the boil operation. You also have access to the boil recirculation valve profile, which is commonly used to sanitize counterflow chillers during the last minutes of a boil. The chill screen displays the actual temperature of the boil kettle as beer in, as well as the chiller water in, out, and beer out temperatures. The current state of the chill water and chill beer valve profiles is also shown. Direct access to these profiles is available using the encoder. You can also continue, taking you back to the home screen, or abort the chill operation. Finally, the aux screen shows the temperature of the 3 auxiliary temperature sensors. Although these screens provide manual control of BrewTroller's timers, set points, and valve profiles, the real power of BrewTroller is in the execution of user-defined programs representing a brew session. Prior to running a program, you must enter key values about the recipe, which are used to calculate water volumes and temperatures and control the flow of steps throughout the brew session. You start by naming the program. You can set the batch volume, which is the total volume after the boil. Set the total grain weight, the length of the boil, the mash ratio, the HLT temperature to use for all steps prior to the sparge, the HLT temperature for the sparge step itself, the pitch temperature, which will be used in future builds to control auto chiller logic, the mash schedule, the location to heat strike water, either in the hot liquor tank or directly in the mash tun, and the boil addition schedule used to set timer alarms during the boil. The mash schedule allows you to set mash step temps and temperatures for up to 6 predefined mash steps. A mash step with a 0 temperature is automatically skipped. The boil additions menu allows you to set alarms for 12 predefined times. When you start a program, you are again given an opportunity to edit program parameters. You can also edit brew day specific parameters such as the temperature of the grain used in the mash. You can start the program immediately, or use a delay start feature. The delay start will pause execution after the filling step, but before starting to preheat the vessels. When a program is running, a program icon is displayed in the upper left corner of the program's active screen. You can see when the fill step started that the HLT and mash target volumes are set. The mash volume is calculated based on the grain weight and mash ratio. The HLT volume is the remainder of the calculated pre-boil volume, which includes vessel and evaporation losses, which are configured in System Setup. Once filling is complete, the preheat step begins. The mash target temperature is a calculated strike temperature based on the first active mash temperature and the grain weight and volume. When the target mash temperature is reached, the program advances to the grain in step, which allows grain to be added to the mash tun. This step also provides access to the sparge in valve profile to facilitate transferring strike water from the hot liquor tank to the mash tun if you choose to heat strike water in the HLT. Upon continuing, you have the ability to refill the HLT in case strike water was heated in the hot liquor tank and was not large enough to also hold the full sparge volume. Upon continuing, the mash steps will start. The mash timer is paused until the target temperature is reached. You can also manually start the timer using the menu. If we skip to the next step, we reach the end of mash. This step holds the last mash temperature until the brewer is ready to begin the sparge. Selecting Continue in the mash menu takes us to the sparge screen. Once complete, we can continue to the boil. Again, the timer is paused until the boil temperature is reached. You can manually start the timer from the boil menu. The alarm icon next to the timer indicates the alarm buzzer output is currently enabled. The alarm is caused by our boil addition schedule, in this case, the start of boil alarm. Clicking Enter acknowledges and turns off the alarm. As indicated earlier, you can manually adjust the boil power if PID is enabled on the kettle output. And you can re-enable the auto boil logic in the boil menu. BrewTroller 2.0 includes multi-brew functionality to allow for back-to-back brew sessions. You can start a second program once the first program has reached the boil step. I'll return to the main menu on the home screen. Select Start Program. You can choose any program, including running the same program again. And you'll see it starts right up. Moving back to the boil screen, we see our first program is still running. Once the boil is complete, the program moves to the chill step. The chill step is the last program step. Selecting Continue here terminates the program and takes us back to the home screen. Finally, we can return to our second program that's still running. If you have more questions about using BrewTroller or building your own system, please visit the BrewTroller.com website and review the available documentation, or come see us in the BrewTroller forums or IRC channel.